on you? Welcome to another forecast updates. We're going to look at the two videos I put out this past weekend, given my forecast for the forex markets and for the commodity markets and metals, metals and oil and all. So let's just run through them real quick. Just quick takes is what it is. I'm giving you my quick takes. Now, we had CPI data come out and it was softer. It encourages people to start thinking, hey, maybe we'll get more uh, interest rate cuts coming this year, as opposed to the two that they're already planning on giving. You know, that we had some good good banking uh, financials that came out as well. That they were above expectations, and then we have a ceasefire going on in the Middle East, right? A lot of positivity, and it affected the equity markets. Look at that. Look at that candle. Now, I was expecting that candle to uh, react to this bearish fair value gap, and it looked like we was going to get that reaction here. But then the news came and flipped the markets around. So what am I looking for now? Am I still thinking that we might see price come down and take out our low? Hey, look how close it came, man. Look how close it came. This is the S&P. All right, look how close it came. All right, we almost made it. We got this one. All right, we got the first target, but we were really close to the second target, and then it came back up into the fair value gap, the bearish one, and I thought it was going to give us what we needed for price to continue lower. It did not. It went up this way. So now what am I looking at right now? Let's get rid of that. All right. And what we have to notice is that we we are at an area of supply. All right. And price could react to this. Let's see what it does around the midway here. Okay. If price, if we put our Fibonacci retracement on it, all right, and you always go from the high to the low if we're in a downtrend, all right, and you can see that we're coming up towards that 786. All right, that 786 is the last area that you would expect price to find some resistance and start to pull back, because what we're looking at is a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And if it goes past this, all right, it breaks past that. That is a bullish break of market structure, and I would be start looking for longs at that point, all right, and long setups. But am I looking for longs? No, I'm not looking for longs. All right, but we get a price to break and close past this area here, the 786 Fibonacci retracement. I'm going to start thinking about it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Let's see what it does here. If price finds support at this fair value gap and it inverts into a bullish fair value gap, all right? If it inverts and price comes back to it and finds support, hey man, look for that bullish break of market structure. Looking for that market structure shift, all right, from bearish to bullish, and we're in business from that point. All right, that is the S&P. This is the NASDAQ, same deal. I don't have to go through it. You can see we have the same elements in place, but you will notice that there's a thin bearish fair value gap there, and price is reacting to it. All right. Again, this is supply, so just think maybe price will find that that area for the lower low, lower high, and make this the lower high to continue to the lower low and come and take this sell side liquidity. All right. The Dow is, I tell you, the Dow is its own bird. It doesn't do what the others do. It's the crazy sister of the other two. But I think we're going to be heading towards. I think we're going to be heading towards this buy side liquidity here, and we'll see what it does after that. But am I looking for longs? Not after this break here of that high from this low. This becomes our protected low, and I would be looking for buy setups. All right, this is just basic market structure here. All right, we have a market structure shift here. All right, and you can call this area a change in state of delivery. So price could find its um, support there. And again, this is right around the same area where this bearish fair value gap failed, but can become an inverted fair value gap and push higher. So there are elements of support here. We get a pullback. There's reason to take. I'll be looking for a buy setup here. Yeah, I'd be looking for a buy setup there. Oil hit both of our targets from the forecast, both of them. Boom. We hit those highs. Boom. What now? Well, there's another high to go to, right? So is price coming up here? Very well could, and it's well within reach just based on proximity. Yes, I'm looking for price to go up higher. It did not come back into our fair value gap that I thought price would find support. It still could though. It still could. So I haven't ruled it out. It's still there, but price could create a fair value gap up here. But listen here, this is the deal. When you start taking highs like this, you got to expect a pullback at some point. Are we going up here? Is this the reason why price keeps climbing to take that buy side liquidity? It certainly seemed like that is the goal. All right. And these are external moves. All right. These external highs here. All right. I'm looking for price to pull back into an internal target in order to go higher. So let's see how price produces. It could still just pump the next candle all the way up. There's a good chance that might happen before it creates another fair value gap for it to do for it to bounce up. It could go straight on up. So with the strength of the CPI data and the Middle East finding a ceasefire, yeah, oil prices probably going to go higher. Gold, a little confounding, but what I will say is I pointed out this area of supply. Oh man, I didn't pick that. This area of supply. And I said price is going to go up in that area of supply, and I'm expecting the price to turn around. It did turn around. Look at that bearish engulfer. The last time we saw that bearish engulfer, it was here. What did it lead to? A nice push down. What happened with this bearish engulfer? Price pushed down. What happened to this bearish engulfer? Price pushed down. So, why would I expect anything less? Well, we get CPI data and we don't get the follow through. However, are we starting to look for buys? Not me. I'm not looking for buys yet. I will start looking for buys when price trades through and closes above the consummate encroachment of this supply zone. All right. This is a big old order block. And if once it gets past the 50% line of this, of it, and takes out this high for liquidity, then I'm gonna, I would start to think, let me see what the price action is going to give. This is a protected high. That's why I have it dotted. If it breaks that high, then definitely my bearish thesis is just invalidated. But look at these lows. All right, look at all the liquidity generated for a sweep. I'm looking for this over here. All right, and we have the catalyst here. So I'm looking for that. That's where I'm at. Once we break that high, all bets are off. That's it. Until that happens, I'm looking for bearish setups right around this, right around the high here, right around the high, right around the 50% of the supply zone. Silver, same deal. There's the high. We're in a bearish fair value gap. All right. You see the buy up before the sell off. This is the supply zone. I just highlighted that well formed bearish fair value gap. Price could come for that high to take the liquidity and then come back for these lows and these relative equal lows. Boom. That's what I'm looking for. All right. If price continues up high, that will really surprise me. But uh, once it takes that high, once it takes out this fair value gap, yeah, I'm just going to have to say, okay, we break that high, we take the 50% of the fair value gap. We're running into the extreme of the supply zone. It looks pretty obvious that we're probably going to go higher. Right now I'm looking at it going lower. So that's that. All right, if we go to platinum, I pointed out this daily unicorn. All right, we have a stop hunt. Sorry, we have a stop hunt. All right, a push higher, then a lower low. All right, we have the low made. We got a lower low, a lower high, lower low, higher high. That's what we need. Once price closes above that, and we leave a fair value gap, which we left two, I'm looking for this breaker to hold support and bring price back up to that high. Right now, we're in the middle of it. Like, again, that constant encroachment, right? We're right below the line, but we're right at it. And if you put your Fibonacci retracement tool on it, sorry, from the high, from the low to the high, all right, because we had a bullish break of structure here, and I'm looking at this pullback. We're right below we're right within the 618 golden ratio, all right, and just below 50. This is the area you want to take longs from. All right, so I am watching this. I'm looking to see what we get here. All right, now I'm not going to ignore the fact that prices formed a bearish fair value gap within this breaker. All right, doesn't mean a whole lot. Doesn't mean a whole lot to me if because price could easily break through this, but it's not a good sign. All right, we got a displacement going into a bullish breaker, and we've already crashed through a bullish fair value gap. Here's the other one. All right, so I'm looking at this area right now, current prices. I'm looking for price to find support. If it starts to trade through this fair value gap, if it gets this low, we're at 786. I don't think it's going to hold, and I'll be looking for shorts at that point. Once it passes this low, if it trades through that low, for me, uh, that spells doom. And I'll be looking for a pullback into the fair value gap area for some shorts. But, we got a little ways to go before all of that happens. Let's see how price moves from this point. All right. And what do we got here? Copper. Copper has been strong, man. China imports and their trading policies and their manufacturing and everything, they're putting a lot of government funds to support uh, their exporting, their manufacturing, all of that. And a lot of that is in their metal, in copper. So copper prices are going high. All right. And going higher. And doesn't there's no reason to take shorts. None. Just keep looking for shorts. We have a bullish break of structure here. All right. Any pullback will, we gotta just look at are we going to form bullish fair value gaps? All right, because this is the one that's potentially forming. This candle's still open. All right. Um, uh, this is the Thursday candle. It looks pretty good so far. If it closes above this, that would make this a breakaway gap, and price will likely not come back to it. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, but it's looking very strong. Buys all day, and this we'll stop at this one. The U.S. dollar index. Now I want you to pan out a little bit. All right. What did we run into? What did I point out? We ran into this area of supply. There's a lot of sell orders there, right? After doing this for so long, just moving sideways, we finally got a breakout going on here of the consolidation. It consolidated for a long time, right? A couple of years, right? Uh, since when we came down here first, January 2023. Yeah. So it's been quite a while, but look how price is reacting to this supply. So far, we're showing some sensitivity to it. Would you agree? But I believe that price there's room for price to continue higher. And what am I looking for? When price reaches my POI, I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for a high, a higher low, a higher high that sweeps that previous high, and then a lower low that breaks market structure. And you can see it's obvious that the market has shifted from bullish to bearish. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So far, we haven't gotten that. And I think there is room for the dollar to go higher. All right. Looking for it to go right around that consummate encroachment of the supply zone up here. So we're going to keep an eye on this. All right. But this is the weekly open. We have not traded past it, but this much. You understand what I mean? I'm thinking that might change. Okay. Let's see what price does at the 50% of this large wick. Let me see. Come on, man. There you go. All right. But if this is as low as it gets, that would be uh, well within my expectation that price will probably continue higher if it shows respect to the 50% of this wick. Okay. Yeah. So I think the dollar remains strong. All right, and that would mean it would be a headwind for gold. It would be a bit of a headwind for the markets as well. So tomorrow and Friday, my squeaky chair. That's what that was. Uh, market, the markets, the markets are going to be interesting for the next 2 days. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep my eye on the NASDAQ. I will keep my eye on oil. Oil is hit to my target, so I'm pretty much done with it for this week. Uh, and you want to take a good look at these the FX pairs. All right. I'll make another quick video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to hit the boost and hit the likes, and make sure you ask questions. And I really appreciate the questions that were asked about gold. Who asked that question? One of these guys. Let me see. Uh, this guy. I'm sorry. Uh, Commodities, Kitara. Yeah. Katra. Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question. It prompted me to want to ask to make another video. See you in the next video. Thank you again.